Okay, hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do a unboxing and first impressions of 6 knives, all under £10. So these are super budget knives, just trying to work out what is the best for someone who's on an absolute micro budget. So we've got from items from £1 all the way up to the maximum of £10, so we'll say $2 to $15. We're going to go through them, unbox them, and give our first impressions on each individual knife. So we're going to move all these away, come back one knife at a time, and then from there we'll figure out and work out which is the best out of all of them. I'll give as much information on each knife as I can, and the pricings for each individual item as well. So yeah, let's have a good look, and then we'll determine which is the best knife for under £10. Okay, so our first knife is the Recon Swiss Design Cutlery Plus stainless steel Santoku knife large. It's actually only a 5.5 inch blade, so it's not that large, but it does come with a handy knife protector in there as well. On the back there's no real information as to what the material is of the blade. It just says ultra sharp Japanese stainless steel blade, so nothing too much at all. So we're quickly going to get the box open and then get the knife out and have a look and a feel of it, test it on a bit of paper to see how sharp it is out of the box. So the first thing you notice with this knife is it is very, very light. There's near no weight to it at all. Handle, very much plastic. I'm 99.9% sure this is not a full-tang knife. It is quite hard. There's not much flex in it at all, which is good. There is a tiny little bit of flex, but nothing too much at all. And of course the knife protector. Let's see if we can get it inside. Yeah, very nice little neat fit, fits it perfectly, and will protect your knife if you've got it in your drawer. So we're going to do a quick sharpening test on sharp test on this one, see exactly how sharp it is out of the box. And as usual, just got a little slice of magazine paper. Out of the box, it's not even razor sharp, especially down very much towards the heel. It's not fantastic. Obviously, it is cut in paper, so you would be able to shave with it. Yeah, you can shave with the knife, but overall not massively impressed just by the quality of the handle and things like that. It's not great. The pinch grip is okay, you can get your finger up nice and close, and it is there's no sort of bolster on here at all, as well as you would find with most Santokus. But you saw then there's a skip in the blade. So out of the box, although it can cut paper, it's not the most impressive knife in the world, but yeah, it is relatively clean. There are skips, which is not great. So overall, for the money, it's not bad at all. I don't really like knives that have got sort of paint on them as well, because once you start sharpening them, that will scratch off and it will start to look dirty and messy. But for the £6 that it cost me, really not too bad at all. I think it's going to sit in a drawer forever for myself, but could have been a lot worse, I expect. So we're going to put this one away and move on to the next. So up next is the Rockingham Forge Contura series, saying it's X40 CR13 steel. On the back, once again, just gives you the range of knives rather than the actual materials themselves, so not too much information once again. Does feel a lot heavier than the previous knife, and it is an 8-inch blade, so not too bad at all. So we're quickly just going to pop this open. Now, as you can see, this knife doesn't come with any sort of blade protector at all, but just from the feel of the knife, there is more weight to it, and it is full tang. I'd say it's 2mm thickness. It does have flex to the blade as well, but much more impressive than the Santoku we just looked at a moment ago. This is manufactured and made in Sheffield, my hometown in the UK, where some of the most famous steel forges are available. And overall, not too bad at all. I like the handle. It's plastic, but it's ivory looking. Looks quite professional, and we can get quite close up with the pinch grip. And it's got a really nice rock on it as well. So if you're sort of going through herbs and things like that. It's got a nice belly to it. I'm just going to do a quick paper test, see how sharp this is out of the bat. I have a feeling this is going to be sharper than the black Santoku we just looked at a moment ago. Yeah, that's sharp from heel to tip. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that actually. Very impressive. There's no skip at all. I mean, it is leaving a jagged edge on the paper, so it's not a perfect edge, but there's no skip anywhere in the knife. And you could actually, let's just quickly try. You can almost push cut it, especially towards the tip. It's not perfect. I think this would sharpen up pretty well, just with a little bit of work for it. But overall, yeah, this is much better, with it being an 8-inch blade as well, much more space to work with. Yeah, very nice. The grip, if you're holding it in your classic grip, it's quite comfortable, it fits your hands pretty well, and it does sort of bolster out in the centre and then taper in towards the finger grips. And like I said, with the actual, if you were to pinch it as well, very comfortable. Really nice. So that's the second knife. This one was £7, I think it was, so that's about $9, which is really good for out of the box. I'm not sure if it is available in America, with it being a Sheffield brand. Mostly they're sold to the UK only, but I'll put links in the description for all the knives that I've got here, and then you can see if you can find them wherever it's local to yourself. So yeah, that one's really nice, so we'll move on to the next. Okay, up next is the Masterclass Chef's Knife. It doesn't tell you the length of the blade, but it looks like it's an 8-inch as well. So it's got 25 years guarantee included, which would sort of entail that there's quality there, but of course we'll find out in a moment. Quickly reading the back, yeah, once again, no information about the material of the blade at all, but as you can see, it does come with a blade protector underneath, so let's get this one open. No, plastic's a little bit harder than I thought. There we are, through that one. Well, that was quite hard to get into, unusual, never mind. Okay, so straight off the bat, this knife, very nice, well, I'd say a very nice weight to it. It is really unbalanced. The handle is so much lighter than the blade that I can't find the balance point. There you go, yeah. So your balance point is way past your pinch grip on this one, with it being quite a cheap plastic handle. But the blade itself is very comfortable. It's got a long belly onto it. It does have a 2-bevel design, which I'm not too much of a fan of when it comes to knives. I much prefer a single bevel. It makes life a lot easier. But it does come with what they're touting as a self-sharpening case. This little red thing here has got a, looks like it's just, yeah, diamond coated metal on there, from what I can see. It's not very clear. Probably can't see it on there, but it's just 2 little slots. So let's quickly test it out of the bat. I think this is going to be relatively sharp. We'll find out in a second. Oh, actually, this isn't. Cutting across the paper, yeah, it will do it. That's great. But cutting lengthways, which is against, with the grain, it is just pulling the paper, which is very disappointing. I had high hopes for this one, because this was one of the more expensive knives. Real shame, actually, yeah. So let's see how it fits. Yeah, I mean, in the actual the edge keeper, it's referred to as, in the knife blade protector and the sharpener, it does fit quite comfortably, and we can run it through the sharpener itself a couple of times just to see if that makes any difference. I don't think it will, because generally these type of sharpeners are sort of a gimmick more than anything else, and will generally actually ruin the blade. can only assume that's made things worse, but we'll find out. Let's have a quick look. Oh, actually, it has put a slight little edge onto it, so it might not be the worst sharpener in the world that's pre-built. And if it does keep the edge, if you just do that every time you use the knife, I suppose it's not bad, especially for the price of the item. £6, $8. You can't really complain at all. It does have a slight Santoku-ish edge to it with the top of the top of the knife itself curving in as well as the belly. But overall, for the price, once again, £6 to £8, nothing too bad at all. Can't really complain too much, although it wasn't sharp out of the bat, which is a real shame. You'd expect that, even from a cheap knife, you'd expect the knife to be able to cut paper really comfortably straight out. And I think what this sharpener is doing is giving it almost a serrated edge for it to be able to catch with. But yeah, not too pleased, a bit disappointed with this one. I had high hopes for it. So I'll move on to the next. Okay, up next is the Rockingham Forge, so the same as we saw a moment ago, but this is their Nakiri knife. It's a 6.5 inch blade, and it's exactly the same on the back. It doesn't give any information about the actual knife itself or the blade, it just gives you their range of products that they sell. This is very much their budget range. They do have a really expensive range, all the way up to £70–80 Damascus knives, which isn't too bad at all. But we'll get this open, do a quick test, and have our first impression of it. Okay, so as with the previous knife, there is general weight to it. It's on the lighter side, but nothing too bad at all. And the pinch grip is very comfy, but it's very, very thin down here, so if you're doing some work on it, it's going to cut into your finger and it's going to become quite painful after a long time, which is a shame. The handle is exactly the same as the chef's knife that we saw a moment ago, but of course it is the Nakiri style with the very sharp edge, well, not sharp edge, but the very 90-degree angle on the end. We'll do a quick paper test on this one. I have a feeling this one is going to be as good as the other one overall. Let's have a quick look. Actually, that's much smoother than their chef knife. No skipping whatsoever. Yeah, really happy with that. This could be my my favourite out of the cheap ones up to now. As with the previous one, it's the X40 CR13 steel, and it is of course forged and made in Sheffield, UK. Overall, once again, very happy with the knife. It's the exact same thickness, and it does have flex to it as well. So if you really heavy duty chopping through bone and things like that, it's not going to be great for yourself. But it clearly has a nice edge to it, and I think with the cheapness of the blade itself, resharpening this is going to be very, very easy, just with the nature of the blade, with it being a very flat belly as well. So yeah, very happy with that, quite nice overall. Okay, up next is the Procook Gourmet Santoku knife. It's a 5.5 inch blade, so 14 centimeters. And it's the only one to come in a box that you can pop open. So packaging itself is slightly more impressive. This was the most expensive of all of the knives that I bought. It was £10, so $13. It's very much at the top, the high end scale. And there is a little bit of information about the blade itself. It's got a Rockwell hardness rating of 52 plus or minus 2, so it could be 50, could be 54. There's no real way of knowing that from our side here. It's an X30 CR13 steel, so it's slightly less quality than the the Rockford Nakiri and chef's knives. But with it having a Rockwell hardness on there, it gives us a bit more information to go with, and it does say it's got a 10-year guarantee, so if something was to happen to it, you would speak to Procook directly and they would provide you with a new knife more than likely. So let's get this box open. Okay, even so, even because it's the smallest knife of the lot. Like, quite clearly, it is a small little knife. It's probably one of the heaviest actually. The thickness of the blade is thicker than the rest of them. I'd say this is probably about 2.1, 2.2 millimeter thickness, and yeah, I can tell straight away this is a very, very sharp knife. So for the money, I think paying £10 might be worth it overall. The only thing I don't like is that it has the bolster on the bottom, so the blade at this side here is never going to get as sharp as you need it to. But with it having a bolster, it does mean that there's less pressure on your finger on the pinch grip. The handle, it appears to be a packerwood handle. Can't guarantee that, but it does appear to be packerwood, and it is, as you can see, full tang as well. So I think you are quite clearly paying that little bit extra, that extra bit more money, just for a slight improvement in quality. So we're just going to test this and see how sharp it is. I have a feeling this is going to be sharpest out of a lot of them, but we'll find out. Oh, there is a bit of a grab straight away. Yeah, it's pulling ever so slightly right at the very heel of the blade. But up towards the tip you can push cut paper, which is a good sign. That was a bit poor there. But yeah, it is relatively sharp out of the box, and of course we can always improve on that edge as well. But compared to the other blades, I know it's only a couple of pounds difference, but this isn't £4 better quality than the other item, even though it's a couple of pounds difference. The quality of the blade isn't better than the Rockingham Forge knives that we saw a moment ago. So yeah, that's the Pro Gourmet stainless steel Santoku knife. So we'll move on to this. So this knife is a non-branded completely knife. This is actually from my local pound store. It's a pound knife. So not too special at all. That literally cost me to £1 to purchase. So we're going to get this open, just see how sharp it is out of the box. Obviously, quite as you could understand, there's no information about the actual steel at all, so it's probably going to be a very low quality steel. So let's get this open. Yeah, very loosely boxed inside. It's got a little pin on here, but nothing too much to worry about. It does come with a little blade protector on the end, a little nose piece for it. This is advertised as a chef knife, but it is more in the style of a Santoku, even if it's a lot longer than you would expect from a Santoku, and it has a different edge style as well. Nothing much we can really say about this. The bolster is separate to the knife, so it's not a full tang. I have a feeling the knife only goes a quarter of the way through. But the blade itself has a bit of weight to it, obviously no branding at all, and there is a bit of a polishing issue on here, and once again it has the two bevels that I don't like on knives at all. I prefer it to be gradiented pretty well. So we'll quickly test this and see how sharp it is, just compared to the rest. I mean, cutting across the paper, it's one of the better ones. So it's factory sharpened pretty well. Yeah, as you can see there, it stopped almost directly when we were pushing it through. I am putting almost no pressure on cutting through this at all. Wow, I think it's losing its edge already. That's oh, there we go. But yeah, I mean, out of the box, it does appear to be one of the sharpest knives, but I have a feeling this knife is going to lose its edge very, very quickly. And the very tip of the blade is near dull. It just won't cut through anything at all. Let's just try again another piece. Yeah, the tip is near dull, which is one of the most important parts of the blade, because that's what you use for your fine work, which is super unfortunate. That's a real shame. But for a pound, literally your $1 store knife, it's not too bad at all, and we can always see if we can get this blade a lot sharper as well, and see how easy it is to resharpen once dull. So overall, firstly I'm going to bring all the knives back and then tell you quickly what I think about each individual one, so just give us 2 seconds. Okay, so I'll quickly arrange these from most expensive to least expensive and just see if the value of the items is really worth it. Yeah, I think that's there. So yeah, so from least expensive up to most expensive, you can see the range of knives we get from here. I think overall the two middle cost knives, these two here, this one was £5 and this I think was £6.50. These two are by far my favourite of the two. Obviously non-biased, with me being from Sheffield, is the tendency to have a little bit of biasness against it. But the difference between this and this, there's no difference. In fact, this is better, for me, a better knife than this is, and this is more expensive. So overall, although they do sort of come close in quality and things like that, there is differences between the knives, and I think overall these two are the best out of the two. So we'll just sort of move these out of the side a little bit. So with these two blades, you have, if you were to buy these two for just over £10, which is the same cost as this one, the functionality of these two matches and surpasses this completely. With the chef's knife, you've got the full control of fine work with the tip, and the tip on this was very sharp. I was impressed with this, and with the blade itself coming down, well, sorry, the handle coming down a little bit, the pinch grip on this is quite comfortable, and so you can spend a bit of time doing work on this one, especially if you're sort of chopping up, especially if you're sort of going through onions as well. Very smooth to go through, no problem at all. I mean, they're not very wide blades at all. 2" at max, especially on the chef's knife. The knackery is slightly wider. But yeah, overall these two, definitely the best out of the two, and my favourite out of the two is the knackery. Just the comfort of it, the style of it, and for me myself, I'm a chopper more than a slicer, so this is more for sort of slicing through things, and this is sort of up and down chopping, which I much prefer, my sort of style of cooking and dealing with foods. And with it being a strong straight blade, you can sort of julienne very easy. So overall, I believe these two are by far the best quality. Next would probably be the Procook. For £10 it's not bad, but there's a few downsides. Firstly, the bolster coming right onto the blade itself. Then secondly, the size of the blade. As you can see, compare it to the chef's knife or even the knackery, it is considerably shorter. Although it is a thicker blade and a stronger blade, it's actually made of a lesser steel, so I don't know why they'd be charging more than that. Next would be a bit of a surprise one, would be the £1 blade. Just for £1, if you need something very quick that's sharp out of the box, you can just nip to a pound store, grab this, no problem at all. Nothing too much to worry about from ordering from places. All these other knives were ordered off Amazon. Although it was next day delivery available on all of them, it's easy if you just want to nip to the shop and pick it up. Next would be the Recon Santoku knife. Although it's got too much of a belly for me to call it a Santoku really, it's sort of Santoku styled. Although the handle is very cheap and blade itself isn't too much fantastic quality, it does have a nice hardness to it and it is comfortable to hold. Another downside of course is it's black, so when you try and sharpen the knife, that's going to start to look quite messy on the edge as well. And then finally is this Edge Pro knife, Masterclass knife. Very disappointed with this. This is 6 times more expensive than this, and no difference at all. There's no sort of blade quality difference whatsoever. In fact, they both have the two bevels, which I said, as you probably aware, don't like very much at all. There is more weight to it, but that's just because is the blade longer? Yeah, the blade is an inch longer, and it's got quite a lot more actual metal to it as well. So I think overall this is very disappointing. Oh yeah, definitely. If you are on an extreme budget and you need to buy a knife, I would 100% go for the Rockingham Forge Contour Series knackery knife. It would be able to. There's a slight sort of belly to the knife right at the very top here, so even delicate slicing is something you can do with it. But overall, this knife is #1 for myself. Secondly, is the same series, Contour chef's knife. hope you enjoyed this. If you do want to see more, then of course like and subscribe. There is a giveaway on one of my other videos for a survival knife. Let me just bring that in. There's a giveaway for this survival knife for a 1,000 subscriber, for my 1,000th subscriber sub challenge. So when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will give this knife away to one of you lucky guys, worldwide as well. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we'll give it away. Yeah, so once again, hope you liked what you saw, and we'll see you again.